Good morning, everyone. Still morning. It's been a busy one. As we gather here, the Rules Committee is meeting. We have introduced legislation for the continuing resolution, which will hopefully be, well, plan to take up today on the floor. We plan to take up on the floor of the House. Sometime early today, it will come out of Rules Committee, go to the floor. Then we'll pass it and send it over to the Senate. As you're probably aware, it has a date of February 18th, and it has in it some anomalies that are so very essential. I want to salute Congresswoman, Madam Chair, Rosa DeLauro, for her just excellent work and her leadership on this, not only CR, but also the omnibus bill that we've passed most of the provisions in the House of Representatives already. We look forward to a negotiation with our Republican colleagues, House and Senate, in order to bring the full omnibus to the floor as soon as possible. This continuing resolution gives us until the middle of February, but we would hope that we would get that done before. Our men and women in uniform depend on that. Our veterans depend on that. There's so much in the legislation that addresses our national security, and again, the sooner we can pass the full bill, the better in so many respects. So again, we're very pleased that this went into the night, so we didn't have anything last night to give you until this morning. So that's it for the CR as we anticipate the Senate taking up the Build Back Better legislation, which is, of course, very important to the American people in terms of lowering costs of prescription drugs, lowering their taxes for the middle class, build bigger paychecks by building the infrastructure of America, both with the BIF and with the BBB, as well as making the future better for our children. As we enter the holiday season, we have to address all of that and the question of supply chain, inflation, and all the rest. The legislation that we have passed addresses much of this, and we have more legislation to come. In the bipartisan infrastructure bill, it secures $17 billion for ports and waterways to ensure that commerce runs smoothly and we can facilitate trade. And Build Back Better, we have $5 billion to identify and fix disruptions to the supply chain with loans and grants that can be used to invest directly in domestic manufacturing, preserve surge capacity, and also to create strategic reserve materials. This is all very specifically written. And then today I'm once again convening the chairs of the relevant committees so that we can come closer to our version of the competitive innovation and supply chain legislation that Mr. Leader in the Senate, Mr. Schumer, and I said we would go to conference on. And that's pretty exciting prospect. There's so much that goes into that. Perhaps you'll have some questions on that. So that's what's happening legislatively, among other things.